All right, welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. Welcome back to the Flip. I'm Matt, sitting along with Daniel here. Today's episode is the Road to Recovery, episode 3. Real quick, I mean, we got a lot to get to, but I wanted to say I was sick. We were supposed to record last week, and I was sick. And I told you, can we reschedule?
Yeah.
And I almost used the term, I felt like I've been hit by a truck. But if you listen to this podcast, Daniel, after his surgery, said he was hit by 10 trucks. So I knew I couldn't get off like that. Like I knew. But yeah, man, I had some flu-like symptoms. We had to reschedule. It was terrible. But I appreciate everybody involved who rescheduled it, including Daniel, because you're about to pull up and do all that stuff. So, but yeah, before we get to the nitty gritty, I just wanted to kind of talk about like some current events. Like this podcast, even though we are talking about Daniel's life and it can get, pretty serious at points, we our intention is always to be lighthearted with it. So eventually, you'll see later on, Daniel's gonna show me how to do some card rips. Right? Is it rips? It's called rips, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So he'll show me how to do some stuff like that, and he'll tell me, even though he's still kind of learning himself, he's gonna tell me like what's some value in it, and just how the market is, because it's pretty wild, man. It's like $1 billion market right now, right?
Yep.
All right. So I have been so locked in on doing like a lot of some engineering stuff I've been doing. I've been doing some broadcasting, so I haven't got to sit down and watch any finals. I catch highlights. Have you been watching any of the NBA finals?
No, I catch highlights.
Okay,
also.
okay, you do the same thing. So like I was like, there's a lot of new dudes that bunch of new dudes in the playoffs right now, and I was looking up Halliburton, right?
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Beasting.
and they're saying like they're about to hand him the keys of the league. So I looked dude up, and it doesn't even say when I look him up, and I look up stuff on GPT now. It doesn't even say American basketball player. It says a person of public interest. So I'm like, is he the keys to the league or what?
That's
like,
funny.
I know, like I thought it would say like American basketball player, talk about his team or whatever, but it just said like a person of public interest or something like that. So, what you've been catching? What do you think so far about the playoffs?
I thought it was gonna be boring because Indiana against OKC, but game 1 was pretty exciting. So
Right.
That was pretty cool. He's beasting, so
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be dope.
All right. What'd you think about New York series? Did you watch any of
I
that?
wanted to see New York go.
Right.
That would have been obviously, a bigger market. Indiana and OKC is like a low market, but like, it is. You can tell this is like the change of like the league, and like this is what's happening. Like no more LeBron, no more Curry, like people like
Those are
that.
old men now, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, just
Okay.
like us.
I mean, he's still moving around, but yeah, I get it. So that's when I stopped watching, when New York was out.
Yeah.
I was kind of like tuned in a lit,
Yeah.
here and there, you know what I mean? But I stopped watching then, and but so I don't want to get too deep into it right now, but like what happens in the playoffs, or like who performs or who can show out, it affects the cards.
Yeah, so I decided going to this recovery that I'll pick up a new hobby instead of doing math.
Okay. You said instead of doing math,
Yeah.
this is your meth.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. So, and opening cards is like a big deal, like to the card world, and so it's just something fun to do. And like every once in a while, like if you open a box, you can pull like a 1 for 5 card. Like yesterday, me and Beauregard opened a pack of cards, and I opened the back and I pulled the autograph card, and it was a 1 for 5 card.
Oh.
And like it was cool, and
Yeah.
we were both hype about it, but like it was just a random pack.
Yeah.
So like something like that can happen every time you open a box of cards. and or anytime you open a pack of cards, it's like hitting the lottery or like winning a slot machine. It's the same thing.
Oh, I see.
So that's the kind of excitement that you get from opening the cards, and that's basically what it is. And then there's the card. It's like a whole new world, like it's a whole different world. So it's like when you and they'll have a card show at the end of June. It's like huge, and then like you can like grade the cards and turn around and sell like a card that you got for $6.99. You could sell a card for 300 to thousands of dollars.
Right. Getting into like, because we are going to get into this. You know what I mean? This is super interesting. I've dabbled in cards. I've bought in cards. Like I've went places like to like an estate sale and I see cards. Nice. I don't know what they are. I don't know what Dorsey is. I don't know what prisms are. I don't know what that is. But I just look cool. I'll buy it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I would buy like a Jordan, Olympic card when he was wearing the 9 or some shit. You know what I mean? So I even have a Jordan when he played for the White Sox. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it has the stats on the back. It's kind of fun. But kind of segueing for that, before we even get into the idea of recovery, I kind of wanted to touch on what we had talked about last. This is podcast number 3. Number 2, we were talking about the surgery, and later on we would have like a pre-meeting about like the stuff we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring this up, and I hope this is okay with you, but when you're going, we're just gonna dive into it, people. When when you're going into surgery number 3, correct? You got to do chemo.
Radiation.
Yeah. Oh, that was chemo.
No.
Okay.
So they wanted me to possibly do chemo. Because
what is chemo?
Chemo is more aggressive.
Okay.
Like it's like it basically. I sound probably dumb talking about it.
No more than we do.
I don't know
Okay.
half of it, but from what I do know, it's like it's to shrink down the tumor. So the tumor's never gonna leave.
Okay.
Because of where it's at on the stem of my brain.
Okay.
So all they can do is shrink it down from a golf ball size to small.
Okay.
So that's basically what the radiation is for, and that's what the chemo is for.
I see.
So the chemo is typically if it's cancerous, or if it's like super aggressive, I think they are gonna just try it basically. I don't think they know, honestly.
Right.
I don't think they know what works. Otherwise, they would have fixed me the first or the second time.
Right. So it's everything's kind of just like a trial thing anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So going back to like that, trying to bring people back to that conversation, you're going into surgery number 3, or this is number 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 3, how many space between? Because 1 and 2 kind of happen like bang bang, right?
Yeah, they happen a week after each other.
Okay, so they're on top of each other.
1 and 2 did. Okay. And then I think what we're gonna go into is. So I had radiation about 3 months after the first and second surgery.
Okay, and so they don't even know that they want to do a third surgery, or they're just like, let's try this first.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Okay.
I went through radiation. I did 28 treatments of radiation, and then 6 months later, I found out that I had to have a third surgery.
Okay, I was calling it chemo. It was it's radiation.
It's radiation. Yep.
What does that even look like? Like, what's radiation? Like these are like obviously you go to a place. You receive the treatment, right?
So it's a nightmare.
Okay. I'll take your time.
It's a nightmare because I don't want to do it again. Because they put you on a table and they put you in a mask. So the mask is like mesh and then they do this thing where they fit the mask. It's a plastic mask, and they fit it into your head. And what they do is they put you on a table, and they strap you in with the mask, and they strap you to the table. So you can't move for the time that you're
I see, because it needs a hyper
So
focus.
the radiation goes around your head, and like all around, and then it's called like pinpoint radiation. There's like there's probably multiple, but I know of like two different kind, and the one that they did is like it pinpoints on the in the spot where the tumor's at.
Oh wow.
So it's basically zapping the tumor, I believe, to shrink it down. But in reality, what it did, what I always say is, it pissed off my tumor, and it made my tumor say, "Oh,
You trying to get rid of me?
yeah." So it grew, and six
Oh.
months later, it grew back to the size of a golf ball, and my doctor was like, "Dude, we gotta have a third surgery."
Wow.
So that's what happened.
Yo, I'm a crazy person. Like, when you were receiving those treatments, like, okay, you go, you get the face strap, you get the treatment, you go home, you go to sleep.
You wake up and do it again the next day.
But did you ever like smell different stuff, or did you have like different dreams, like radiation going into your mind? Like, I wonder, like, just hitting your brain like that. I wonder,
The thing
did
is,
you have like vivid dreams? Did you have to be under like heavy medication? Like,
so the thing about this whole tumor situation, the last couple of years, I haven't really dreamed. Like,
whoa.
so when you have something go on with your brain, you don't dream. So my stepmom she actually was telling me like over a year ago, she was like, you don't dream. Because a doctor told her,
That's
so
wild.
my stepmom had a stroke,
Okay.
and she had an all, what is it called, something explode in her head,
Oh, she had aneurysm, maybe?
aneurysm.
Okay.
So she had one, I believe, and she ended up having a real bad stroke, and she ended up going to surgery. She ended up having like brain damage. A doctor told her, you don't have dreams, and then she had a dream one time, and then the doctor told her, if you're dreaming, your head is healing.
Oh, wow.
So skip to me, I've had a couple of dreams. And like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I was like, I had a dream. I was like, oh, that was pretty detailed. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
And so like, so you don't. So when I was going through the radiation,
Yeah, going back to this, okay?
going
No
back
dreams.
to that, I didn't have dreams. I didn't have dreams for like a few months, like for those few months, and then like, really, what it is though is like more so. I think going into the hospital, like going into that hospital office for the radiation, it was more so PTSD. So it
Oh,
reminded me of the first and second surgery,
I see. I see.
and it's like it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand hospitals. Like I can't. I do not want to go to hospitals.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think a lot of people our age have like weird memories
Yeah.
towards hospitals. It's tough to go into an hospital. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
just it always it always circulated around something happening. That's why you're
Exactly.
there. It's never like, let's go have a party at the
Yeah.
hospital. So, that was actually one of my questions I had written down. Like,
Yeah.
did being in the hospital like help you or hurt you? And I guess from what I'm hearing, you're saying is just kind of like hindered you a little bit, right?
I mean, it helped me, but also like it's like
Just the vibe of the
it
hospital.
messes you up mentally.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So, oh yeah, it messes with your mental. Like in regards to like you're just constantly thinking, and like you're helpless, and people are helping you, and then they're always poking you. And I mean, I probably got poked for a blood draw like over 100 times
Yeah.
easily. So out of all the times that I've been there,
Right.
and I easily spent over 2 months in the hospital, and it's like with all of them, you know what I mean? And
Right.
I was in the rehab center for a month and a half, where I would wake up, go have breakfast, and they had to watch me eat. Like I was in a program because I was so messed up in the beginning. I couldn't eat by myself. They were
Right.
basically worried that I was gonna choke.
Right.
So I would have to be in a room with doctors that watched me eat, and then they would wheel me back to the room. I'd get chest or I'd shower, and then I'd go to rehab. and then I would go to speech therapy, and then I would go back for lunch, and then I'd go back to rehab, and then I'd go back to my room for a couple hours, watch some TV, and then I'd go back to
Dang.
dinner, and then back to the room and go to bed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
Um, when you have to go through radiation and you start to like, because it starts to become part of your regimen, you're going quite a bit. In your mind, are you thinking this is to make me better, or you're thinking like this isn't doing shit for me? Like what was your mindset at that time?
I think, like, honestly, man, like, I think I just went with it.
Okay.
Like, I think it was kind of like, I don't know, like,
What am I supposed to do?
what
Yeah.
am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like, my trust was placed in Dr. Smith, the one that did the surgery,
Right.
and Dr. Stevens, the other one that did the surgery. They helped him. So I was like, kind of like listening to them blindly and just kind of going through the process and doing whatever they told me to do. And, some people would probably think maybe that's the wrong way of going about it, but I don't know. So, I mean, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I just was going through the process.
Did anything surprise you that you like? Because there's a lot of negative stuff about what we're talking about, and like you said, it's like PTSD trying to bring it back. But was there any moment or I always think about stuff like this. Like, was there like a person that you like to see every day, even though you're going through like dredge and like, just a bunch of hard stuff? Did you like see a PT therapist, or did you see somebody every day and you're just like, I like seeing that person, or was everybody kind of just like mellow with you, or just like,
So there was a couple nurses that I would get to the radiation place
right.
that I liked a lot.
Okay.
And they're awesome because what they would do, because it was an uncomfortable situation.
Right.
And they knew that it was tough for me. So they would play Mac Miller for me.
Oh, okay.
So they knew as soon as I laid down and I would put my headphones on, they would play Mac Miller.
Nice.
And listening to Mac Miller, it just helped me get through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're those people who like, yo, you helped me get through so much. Like people
Yep.
are right. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it sucks in the situation, but that's awesome that you found some like levity in something. You know what I mean?
They knew what I was going through, so they knew to do that.
Yeah.
It was a process that they would go through to try to make me feel more comfortable. There was like two of them that they would know. I one time had a different nurse, like on a Wednesday or Thursday, and they didn't know how to, like, they didn't know to play music for me and to, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I had to tell them, I was like, can you play some Mac Miller for me? And as soon as you lay me down, can you make sure to run back and do the radiation and come back and get me as soon as you can?
Yeah. Get you out of here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, get me strapped in and then get me out. And it was like, let's get it over with. But it was rough.
So, of course, physical healing is like tough, and it's kind of what we're talking about right now. Um, you know, you're going through radiation. What's your like pain level at right now? Like, is your head throbbing, or like
So not
do you
my
have
head.
good days, bad days? Like,
Yeah.
you do. Okay.
No, it's always constant.
Okay.
So what I'm dealing with right now
Okay.
is completely different from what I was dealing with radiation.
Okay.
What I'm dealing with now is not a comparison to what I was dealing with before.
I see.
So that recovery during radiation, because I was still recovering. I couldn't drive myself, so I would get rides from like my buddy Anthony and my brother Freddie and my tia Anita. Like everybody would give me rides to get the radiation, to get to that appointment. So I was still recovering, but it wasn't that bad. And honestly, I really haven't been dealing with the headaches other than right before surgery 1 and 2, and right before surgery 3.
Okay.
So right before, other than that, I haven't been dealing with the headaches. But the left side of my body is painful constantly.
When like we talked about like them playing that Mac Miller for you, um, you know, what what do they expect your body to do? Like, do they say your body can uphold these things, or like, do people go crazy? Like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, was when you talk to the doctors or when you talk to whoever's setting up your programs, are they saying like you need to be patient, or are they saying like this is what's expected of you? Because some people have went down this road before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, were they just
Yeah, I think so.
okay? So were they saying like just be patient with us, or like what was the conversations?
I honestly feel like nobody knows.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, be patient. And the thing is, like, and what I tried to stop doing is I tried to stop comparing my situation to others.
Others, yeah.
So like Jeremy Renner is the bow and arrow guy, arrow on the Marvel
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
He had a real bad accident.
Accident, yes.
He got run over by a snowplow
Right.
in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe,
Uh-huh.
and he broke 36 bones, and his eye came out of his socket.
Yeah.
So his situation, and he died in the snow, and then they brought him back. So I listened to his book, and I started thinking to myself, this dude. I was comparing my situation to his, and the reason why I realized that that was wrong of doing was because I thought about it and I was like, this dude has unlimited resources and unlimited money
Right,
to the
right.
point where he started doing peptides, and he had a physical therapist that would come to his house
Right.
4, 5, 6 times a week, and he ended up healing to the point in like 6 months. Like, it was ridiculous.
You're right.
And and then I thought to myself, I was like, why is this taking so long
I
for
see.
me to recover, for me to get better? And then I thought to myself, I was like, probably because I don't have those kind of
The
resources
resources,
and money.
exactly.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Maybe I should stop buying cards and I should start paying for physical therapy.
Well, going through like your physical therapy and stuff like that, you're doing the radiation, you're doing physical therapy, right? Do they tell you to see any counselor or like anything like that?
Yeah, but
It's up to you.
I'm stubborn.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
like, I don't need that.
But they
When I
did,
probably do.
but they do tell you to go do that stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I'm just
there's a spot at St. Joe's Barrows,
okay.
that has like a council, like a group.
Oh, I
They're
see.
like at my rehab facility that I went to. They have a group. Obviously, the churches have groups and stuff like that. So
When you're going through your stuff, because you're like not necessarily the main character, but you're focused on just your own health. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Are you noticing people around you start to break down, like their mental health or like their physical health, or they're not eating right, or you're just like,
yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. In detail, you notice some people, it beats them up a little bit more.
yeah,
So I mean, but you're helpless. There's nothing you can really do about that. You just hope, that they'll bounce back and get their diet right and be in the gym and take care of themselves. But it becomes a toll on everybody.
yeah. It pulls on
So,
everybody.
oh
The
yeah,
strings pull on everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Um, looking back on that experience, like you seeing those people go through it and stuff like that, did you feel like you were in a place to say like, hey, you go get yourself better because I'm gonna need you coming up? Like,
So
like what was that conversation like?
that's the thought
Okay,
process.
okay,
But it's hard to say that to somebody,
Right.
especially in the position that I'm in.
Right.
So, like like going into that whole thing, I don't want to talk about anybody's
Specifically.
personal
Right. Right.
like
Right. Okay.
situation, but I will say this because it's a good thing. Beauregard, he's been killing it in the gym. He's probably lost like 20, 25 pounds. He looks good. And he's killing it with the diet. So, like, that's a good thing. Like, I think he took my situation and he was like, oh, I gotta do something. So he started, and I might be talking for him, and he's not gonna get mad about it. And that's why I'm talking about Bo because I'm like, whatever. But
Bo's the homie.
yeah, but he's doing good with it. You know what I mean? Like he is one of those examples where he's doing a good thing with it. I think.
Okay. Um. So you got those people. Okay. So now you're. How deep are you into radiation? And they're about to like hit you with like, because you said it grew back, right? It's
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
So you're obviously having a lot of communication with the doctor. You're seeing them, meeting up with follow-ups and stuff like that. Okay. So I want to go to that moment where now it's time to come see the doctor and they're about to tell you like it didn't work. So walk us
So
through that.
radiation happened a few months after the first and second surgery.
Okay.
Radiation happened in November and December, and it was 28 treatments each day for 28 days. And then I got a job at Chase in May. Radiation ended in December, and I got a job at Chase.
Okay.
By this time, I'm driving. My eye kind of comes back, and I'm driving. I'm still struggling a little bit in regards to like my weight and like my diet and things like that.
Okay.
I'm still eating like a jerk. But like about June or July, I started getting real bad migraines again.
Okay.
To the point where in the mornings I would wake up in the mornings at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was hurting so bad I would get up and go take a shower,
I see.
and then I would go to work to
Okay.
Chase because I be dude like so I was just going through the motions, and then like I ended up finding out like in like probably like the middle of July that I was gonna have to have a third surgery because it came back. The
Okay.
radiation didn't work.
All right. So you're already at work. You go see the doctor, or so this is complaints. You're like still having issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so they like come back in. Let's take a look, and then they take a look, and then they see that it's grown, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming back.
Yeah, it's back to the original size.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And they don't have nothing to contribute? Like why it's growing so fast now?
They had no idea.
Dang. So then, now it's time for the third surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going back in. I mean, we talking about this for the second one. It's like, are we talking about square one? Like, what's your mental at that point where you're like, because you're about to go into surgery number 3. Everybody around you still has to go through this as well.
Yeah.
So, what what's like that conversation with people? Like, what's the mood of people? Like that you have to go through this. Like, are you feeling like more alone? Are you feeling like more together, like a team? Like,
So I never really felt alone.
Right.
But like this time we did things a little bit different.
okay.
So the first and second surgery, we didn't know, and there was way too many people there. It was chaos.
Right.
The third surgery, I just basically told my immediate family.
Right.
And like, hey, like you can come see me if you want, but it was kind of like one of those things where it's like you have to do it again. So Just
And
going through the motions.
in surgery number 1, you had told me like it was life or death. Like
Yeah.
I was in. The doctor told me I needed it. I had to do it. We were going in. You know that. So on surgery number 3, are you like life or death, or are you just like this is kind of like what needs to happen? Like that's kind of what I'm.
I would be lying if I said that I never really thought like that, but like I wasn't really thinking that. I think I thinking about it now, I realized that surgery 3, that's probably the most pain in regards to the headaches that I've ever been in.
Okay.
So like even during surgery 1 and 2, like right before it, I mean, I don't compare that time to the time of
Okay.
the third surgery
I see.
because I mean I literally would get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, roll out of bed, go take a hot shower, because I thought that that was gonna make me feel better,
I see.
and it did somewhat.
Right.
And I think it was more so me standing up and it calming down. But yeah, that pain that I was in, it was crazy. So I don't know.
And you kind of see that as like this third surgery as a relief to that like pain and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So you're a little bit excited to go in there to. Would that be something to say?
Never excited. No, I wouldn't say excited, but it was
It's not business as usual. Like
just
this.
a blur.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay. Okay.
like I said the last time. I think I said in the last episode. The last couple of years have been just
A
a blur.
blur.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow. Um. You know, you have those people. You mentioned Beauregard. We mentioned a couple people in this podcast, which is kind of cool. I wonder how they feel knowing that they were like had some type of impact
Oh yeah.
in a good way. Even I don't know if we talked about anybody in a negative way, but you know we don't need to highlight on things like that. But like your rock, the person that like you know was the person that was your rock. You don't have to say who they were, but somebody who stood by you and like really had a lot of information for you, or really gave you some insight into like you know certain things. Um, were you surprised that it was that person? Did anybody surprise you like with their like stepping up and stuff like that?
My wife.
Okay.
Um, some of the things that she did for me. I mean, there was a lot of people. You guys, you know, Israel, Daiwan, Justin, my brothers, Beauregard, Wade. But, like, my wife, those things that she did, it can't be repaid the way I look at it, at least.
Right.
I'm always going to be in debt to her the way I look at it. So, yeah, her for sure.
In these times where you're doing like the radiation and now you're about to go through your next surgery, like are you counting any of what led up to this moment about going into the third surgery? Are you taking like small victories? Like are you saying like, well, at least we did, you know, like at least I don't feel that anymore, or at least we know what's going on, or at least I'm in a good hands, these people know what I'm like. What was there any small victories that you could point to that you were like at least positive about the situation, or were you kind of
So, no, none of that really started happening until, honestly, just like a
just
couple
recent?
weeks ago.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I I every time I sit down and like write these questions for you, you know what I mean? I get all emotional, and I'm just like, man, what it was to be, because I was just sick recently, and here I go like saying like I feel like shit, but you probably feel like 10 times worse,
Yeah.
and probably more often than not. You know what I mean? So I just was like trying to scoop my ass off the floor, like trying to figure things out. But it really puts in perspective just how quickly we could get knocked down, like.
Yeah.
And it'd just be something so minor too, you know. Um, But I do want to thank everybody for watching and all that. We do have something fun to do because we want to get into a card rip, right?
Yeah.
That's called, right? Card rips.
I guess.
Let's call it cardboard therapy. How about that? Like,
Right?
so you're gonna show me how to get into these packs, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll watch you do one, and then we'll go from there. So
Okay.
I'll open it for you,
All right. Yeah, because my hands don't work like they used to.
and then talk me through it. So do I want to damage this box or what do I do? The box
you're
don't
okay,
matter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be careful. I guess.
Okay. And then like, is there a secret way of pulling this out? Not quite, right?
Say that again.
Well, like, I'm about to pull some stuff out of this box. Is there a certain way I pull it out, or?
No.
Okay.
Just there'll be packs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's packs. So I'll hand you a pack. You want me to pre-open it for you? And does it matter where I grab it?
Give me 5.
Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3,
I think
4,
there's
5.
10
Sorry,
in there,
guys.
right?
I'm a rookie at this. I don't know what the hell. Okay, I got 5. You want me to pre-open them, or you got them?
Actually, give me 6. Here, you can open 3 and I'll open 3.
Okay.
God, that's a lot of cards.
All right.
So, Bo got these cards for me.
Okay.
So,
So if anybody wants to give Daniel a gift, send,
Right?
send him a pack of cards. Okay, I seen the way you open it. I want you to show me how to do it. So it doesn't matter, or does it?
just as long as you don't bend the corners.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And then, so Zach Levine, TJ, I don't want to butcher nobody's name. So if I see anybody good, I'll just go ahead and show it.
Dang.
So,
Luda, do you know about this?
huh?
Oh, shout out to Luda. We got Luda in the
So
podcast studio today.
Question: do you ever get like throwback players on these cards?
yeah, so I actually have 4 throwback packs. So like Kobe rookies are possible. So we'll open those on another episode.
Is Portazingas good?
Who?
The Portazingas, does it matter what card?
Oh, this one might be good. Ben Simmons.
Oh, shit. That
That
shit
dude
even
was
looks
trash.
cool, too, though. Oh,
Huh?
it's trash? What'd you say?
I said that dude was trash. But yeah, I mean,
Shit, we got KD.
so the other night, I actually opened up a pack, an old pack, and it was a LeBron pack, and I opened the first card was a LeBron rookie.
I got
It was
LaMelo.
dope. I looked it up on eBay. It was worth like $300 and some dollars. So I mean, it's pretty
When
cool.
I see the what's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they're opening it up, how do they even know what they got? Because they're like pulling it out in front of the camera, and they're
So this is called the base card.
okay.
This one.
And you
So they just go through the base cards, basically, and then that's a rookie, and then that's oh, look at that, actually might be a good card, especially if he wins the MVP.
it is a Tyrese Halliburton, yeah.
So that actually
It's actually a
might
pretty
be,
fire ass card too. That
yeah,
looks cool.
Yeah, so that's not a base card. I don't know what it is, but I know
Okay.
it's whatever is on this box.
All right, so put that.
Jimmy Butler right here.
Oh yeah, everybody says Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's basically what it is.
And this is what you do. This is your therapy. You're just
Yeah.
opening cards.
It can either be this or meth. So, pick your poison, wife.
Oh, the wife don't like the card collecting, or
Oh, nobody does. I wouldn't.
not even card collectors like
It's a
card
waste
collecting.
of money, is the way people look at it.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's funny. Base cards. and
D'Angelo
then,
Russell.
Scotty Barnes. Oh, Shy. Look at
Oh,
that's
yeah,
another
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That might be.
Oh.
So we have 2 finals players right now.
Big time finals players,
Yeah.
yeah. SGA right
That's
there.
pretty cool.
We'll put those right there. Do you keep the packs together or do you?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay, you can separate them.
Yeah, put those in a sleeve. But yeah, that's what it is.
Cool, man. So, from here on out, every episode we're gonna do a card rip, right?
Yeah, I mean, if
We
cool
can we
with
do
it.
football too, or like does it
Yeah,
matter?
I
Okay.
got some football packs.
UFC. You said you got some.
I have a
UFC?
UFC box.
Man, that's cool.
I like UFC actually.
Is Cat anything? Oh no, this it says he's with the Wolves here. All right. Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. What do you think about this episode, Daniel?
I mean, I didn't want to get super emotional, but I guess you can't really help it. So
No, man,
All right, Cat.
not talking about stuff like this for Road to Recovery. I mean,
yeah,
I expect you to get a little emotional, you know, talking.
it's
about,
like PTSD.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I forget about it until I start talking about it.
And you said you were supposed to go see get help, like maybe see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I feel like this is your therapy too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Talking
This,
through it. You know what I mean?
this, and this.
This. All right, man. Well, thanks for everybody watching. This was episode 3, Road to Recovery. Catch us on episode 4. Peace.
Thank you.